I'm exhausted. It feels like my consciousness is about to fade away.
Hey, are you alright? Don't fall asleep until we reach our destination. Are you listening?
Could this be an effect of the drug wearing off? The memories I thought were gone were starting to come back.
Are you listening?
I am.
Anyway, we need to talk about how to get out of this situation. Futaba's monitoring of Akechi's phone has confirmed it. He did indeed have an ulterior motive.
It's on a completely different level than just that.
Not only was he trying to frame us, but he was the true culprit behind the mental shutdowns. His offer to assist us was simply a ploy to frame the Phantom Thieves and kill him. If we go into Sis's palace as he suggests, we'll likely be met by a large ambush of police forces.
To think he would be this far gone. I know now what it means to feel a chill down my spine. Furthermore, he wishes to bring a police squad from reality into the palace.
If the 8 of us can enter at once, it's not inconceivable to think a larger group is possible. He may even be able to bring in vehicles or other special pieces of equipment.
So, this really was just a setup to shift the blame onto us.
He made us go after Okumura. Then once we triggered the change of heart, he killed him.
And he told us he had seen the true culprit, but it was him the entire time!
The whole time he was working with Makoto's sister, he was really just some homicidal maniac. Come on, we've got to take that bastard Akechi down. Isn't that recording we got enough proof to do it?
No. Akechi is merely a tool. His orders come from elsewhere. The grand mastermind behind this all. An unimaginable fiend capable of arranging the murder of a suspect inside of a police station.
Unless we find out who that is, we will continue being targeted even if we defeat Akechi.
But what means do we have of learning his identity?
We'll have to make Akechi say it. Though once we do, that mastermind will likely eliminate us.
I think that will be the case eventually, regardless of whether or not we learn his identity. The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because we're an easy target to blame for his crimes. If he realizes that's no longer possible and abandons that plan, he may opt to kill us immediately.
Damn it. So we don't got a choice but to go with that bastard's suggestion.
But if we go into the palace like we're told, he'll get arrested and then Akechi will kill him.
Palace. The palace.
Actually, there's something I'd like to say regarding...
Aha! We can use the palace to our advantage!
What's this all of a sudden?
There's a way. A way to get past Akechi and get the mastermind to lay off of us, all while learning his identity. Really?
You gotta be kidding me.
If he wants to kill the guy, why not let him? That is, inside of a palace.
Yes, we could have him kill the cognitive version, all the while believing he killed the real one.
Man, those drugs are fucking wild.
It seems that's our only option. Listen close, everyone.
The last few months were a fucking blur for me.
Operation out.
I wrote it as I went and shit.
Ever since the death
Still
of
accurate, but it was
Thieves,
still a little
the
fluffy.
thieves have fallen silent. However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down. I'm gonna fetch him.
You're her sister, correct?
Makoto told me everything. Futaba
Imagine
told me.
Ika.
I'm
What that
sorry
most,
I caused
what
you
that
so
nose
much trouble
do.
this past summer.
It's ancient history now.
Man, that goddamn detective.
Look who's here.
Hey, you big bastard.
How have you been?
I mean, I died.
You must be fine if you're joking around like that.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Still, how'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
You weren't told anything? I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
I didn't have time to explain.
Hey, shouldn't we tell boss what really happened?
We wanted to
I mean,
make
his
our
name's
enemy
Joker. Of
believe
course,
the
he's
leader of
joking
the
around. I'm
Phantom
a little
Thieves
gremlin.
was dead.
What?
I can get a new
Dead
identity and
to
shit.
make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
Hold on a sec. Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
It was Goro Akechi.
I didn't say I'm a gremlin.
You
I'm
knew
just an angel
beforehand that he was
gremlin.
the traitor, didn't you?
See, back before when I lived with all my family, it was so simple. But living with a bunch of humans has made the gremlin energy just become so prevalent. I'm an entirely different person than I was. Akechi fucked up. He did a fucky wucky. He did an oopsie whoopsie.
He made one fatal mistake.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
That wasn't something we could simply bring up. We couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides,
A fucky wucky.
neither you nor
Oopsie
the other
poopsie.
investigators would have believed something
Ooh,
like
I
that,
did
would
a
you?
fuck. Ooh, I did a
True.
oopsie.
Akechi was credited with the
Whoa.
arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
God, I can't keep up with any of this stuff. So what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
You heard the cat.
Slipped up in regards to Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
Yes, Morgana can talk.
Sorry. Was that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
Does that mean he said something just now as well?
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona talks like a normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality. It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
When we talked
Just
to
in case you
Akechi
still
at
don't
the
remember,
festival,
this
he was
this
acting like
entire
he
this
just
bit,
realized Mona
we've
could
seen
talk,
it
but we
3
already
times
saw him
now.
drop a mega hint
Originally,
about
the
it
2 times it was
way
brought up,
earlier.
and now.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Yeah, Joker can have a new identity. He can go
I'm
by Hank
mistaken.
Hill now. He can
I
sell
thought I heard
propane and
something
propane
about delicious
accessories.
pancakes. Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake. That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse by then.
And since he was lying
I
to
sell
us about
propane
that,
and
we assumed he
propane
had a hidden motive
accessories.
behind contacting
They're
us.
mostly red propane
Seemed
tanks, though.
odd upon further thought.
Don't worry about it.
His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all.
We got lucky.
That said, we weren't so naive to overlook something like that.
That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone. I pretended to be interested in checking the phone out, but I was actually planting my app. My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly. Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act! After a few days of listening, this confirmed his betrayal.
Then I'll guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
For real?
The guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So they planned to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest. And Thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will
Now I can
become
never
a
get
great hero
married.
who saved Japan from evil.
My wifey is gonna.
As
My
will
wifey's
I,
gonna
of
be a
course.
I knew he was acting strangely, but to think he was this far gone.
He's no ace detective.
I'm on the lam. I can't get a vote. I can't register for a voter for sorry, a marriage certificate.
On top of that, there's someone else commanding Akechi. Someone with great authority. So great that they can order an assassination in a police station. That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
We baited Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
What conditions?
First, we required a place inside the cognitive world that was the same as in reality.
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing.
Not till we got to the school.
You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't any distortions around.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it.
It was a great idea.
Yeah, it's good we have her heading up our operations.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi, but I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, sis. The reason I joined the Phantom Thieves was to heal your heart, after all.
My own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all. I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
That goes for the both of us. We heard from Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
I'm sorry.
Go on.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse. First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room. Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work. A perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
They also kept me in the dark because they kept all these scenes out.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow.
Anytime that
However,
they talked about these
it was then
specific
that we
like
were met with
moments where they
terrifying,
talked about the plan,
unexpected police
it would phase
ambush.
out before
As
you
a
could see it.
result, even though we managed to grab
Yeah, that's the
picture,
point.
we couldn't
But they
get
did
it
the
out of
tricker-ricker on
metaverse.
you.
Except that was
He did a
all
tricky
an
on
act.
me.
We had prepared an empty briefcase beforehand and merely acted like we were taking the treasure. This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
I can answer, you had the phone.
Coordinates.
It seems like she used the laptop to remotely access the metaverse. Asking her about it now would drag the conversation on too long. I should talk to her about it later. Did I miss anything? Yeah, that's all.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace.
I was cleaning up
I was
playing with a plushie.
It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room. Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
Aw, you know me too well.
That's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
It's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
I'm just glad I didn't fucking die, dude.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
In our experience,
Starting to get tired, lay down and watch stream on phone. That's fine, honey.
That's the other reason we had him give it to
It's
you.
probably Yusuke drawing them. Let's imagine it is.
The guard and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well. I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Huh. Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation. Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
True.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
I really wish they could like give us a definitive how long it's been since you were in that interrogation room with Sai. Because I want to either laugh that it was like only 30 fucking minutes that I told her my entire life for like the last 6 or 7 months. Or it was 6 hours, so to make it a lot more like realistic for how fucking long it's been since we got here. Don't remember, I was high as hell.
Understandable. Either way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
If we could just tell you the true culprit's plan, I knew you'd realize the bigger picture. Realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we emerged victorious.
Then the reason you kept this a secret from me was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made Akechi kill a fake. But what did you do about the body?
The police never even checked it.
Huh?
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide. That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
The bad guys have that much influence?
Then who got ignored when they said, we don't have a body in the room?
We also knew of a possible conspirator.
Thanks to Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand. And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray. As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Mijima-san's help.
I made sure nobody would check the morgue for his body, and thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him. The callous use of violence and even drugs is utterly abnormal.
You're comfy now. Yay! She's doing well for having her demon defeated. She's pretty good.
The phone, he would have died. I'm truly glad you made it back safe.
I think her like corruption was mostly more towards the Phantom Thieves. Like, yeah, it's been going for a while, but I don't think there was any like genuinely like good people that she sent to jail just to like be a better prosecutor. I think it was mostly like the animosity towards the Phantom Thieves and like such a big story or like a big situation wanting to solve that case. And that's why, like, she doesn't feel like she's not over here like crying that, oh my god, I sent a poor man to the jail.
Emotional damage.
Thanks, Alex. Jesus. It's more so, oh, I nearly sent the Phantom Thieves to jail. I nearly sent my sister to jail. Good thing I didn't. Brush it off. Keep on going. The side demons were more about solving crimes and stuff and cause of her fodder. It wasn't anything bad. Yeah. It was close.
I almost became one of your assailants as well.
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion. Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe, but considering what we were up against...
Ryuji's a bit on the dense and carefree side.
Can it, Cat?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry until we could confirm it in person.
Oh, my friends love
Now that
me.
I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander. What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you. You saved me, after all.
Yay, you saved me.
That's reassuring to hear.
I'll do whatever I can to help too. Just let me know. Let's take a break for now.
Alright, I got exactly what you need to do to help me. Here's the adoption papers.
Oh, and feel free to use the first floor when you guys want to get together to talk. You'll need a hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word and I'll close shop early.
Honey, how you gonna make money?
Sure?
This guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs. It's not like this place is the liveliest joint in town. It won't be a huge loss for me.
Let us accept his...
There's an even backer room in the back room.
A great man.
Hell yeah, adoption papers. A summary has been updated, by the way. Oh, it's Baldy Magoo again. Tenshigo Medin. That sounds familiar. Oh, it's a waste.
Enter.
That's the death certificate of the principal offender, correct? Is there a problem with it?
No, nothing in particular. More importantly, you've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death for the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
Sojo is an FBI agent, right? You don't think he needs money? I have no idea.
His loss should be mourned.
It was thanks
Well,
to
yeah,
his
he was an
efforts
FBI
that
agent. I just don't know how much money he has in reserve.
interrogation room, too.
The SIU is in disarray with his death. I'll take my time choosing a successor after the elections.
At any rate, I'm now praised as a hero, and I owe it all to the Phantom Thieves.
All possible hindrances are now gone. There's no doubt that this election is mine.
And on to our next story, the snap election for the House of Representatives. Discussion is swirling around potential nominees as the deadline for candidacy announcement nears. Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
Elections, huh? Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in them yet anyways.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Well, the Phantom Thieves are back together. We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
Have you figured out who's behind all this?
Sorry, irregular opening hours for a couple months. Please bring all the grieving cakes during those hours. Bring me snacks.
He is unmistakably a man of power.
Bring me
with
snacks,
such
please.
strong connections to
I'm
the
sad
police.
because my ward is now dead.
Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
Wait, I have a question. I have a genuine question. Genuine, actually. We need to talk about this a little bit. This is like Kingdom Hearts Sora's mom's like levels of what? Like, we just like this is Tokyo news, sure. And Joker lives from like a different part of Japan. But this should be all over the news. The Phantom Thieves were big. They took over the country basically. We were nearly like on top of everyone's radar in Japan. Now that he has like a face out there on TV, and he's like reported as committing suicide. Where the fuck is my parents? Genuinely, where the fuck do my parents come in on all this? I'm sure they could have seen the news and seen their son, little baby boy's face. Like, what the hell happened to our son? Do they really not care about me? Sojiro, adopt me. You're the only one that cares. Only the city where we are, a little Tokyo. I think Tokyo is huge, but like, even people in Hawaii knew about us. Like, we were nearly becoming like worldwide names, pretty much. It'd be more surprising if there was even just a small part of like Japan that did not care. Because like a lot of kids really like were backing up the Phantom Thieves, and there's children everywhere. Yeah, his parents suck. Please have the next game have their parents be social links. Didn't Joker's parents die or something? No, they just shipped him off to live with Sojiro. Someone who's not even like really a family friend. He's a friend of a family friend. And like, surely, even if the parents didn't see the news, people that used to know like Joker and his family should have seen his face and been like, dude, your son just died. But like, where the fuck are my parents? They're not dead. They don't have any confirmed like if they're like together or like anything like that. They're just confirmed to have shipped him off. That's all you really hear about his parents. They shipped him off. That's it.
Ooh. I believe he's a politician. Remember Ryuji? You said his speech was too loud.
For real?
It's certainly possible that Shido is the mastermind.
Huh?
Do you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility. First, he would profit from damage done to the current administration by the psychotic breakdowns. He's maintained a negative stance toward the Phantom Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming election.
No!
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position in popularity.
Hold on, I'm getting up to kick Joker's parents' ass. That's right. That's why Sojiro's gonna adopt me. He can be my new dad.
No matter what it takes. Mom.
Shido, huh?
What is the matter?
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this, just based on the connections I had from my previous job. I think the one who crushed Wakaba's research and confiscated her materials was probably Shido. From the moment Wakaba died, I had a hunch he was involved. But there wasn't anything I could do. So I chose to protect Futaba and went into hiding.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
You guys would have definitely gone after him if I had. He would have just killed all of you, no doubt. That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases. It was then that I accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns. So I tracked down the whereabouts of that research data and met with the associated parties. Boss was one of those parties. I would never have imagined all of this was connected. The mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, Shido, and even the Phantom Thieves' actions.
Way back when, Shido kept saying he was going to be Prime Minister one day. Nobody believed him, though.
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister? What about the world?
The issue is simpler than that. This is nothing more than yet another selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah, we'll do it like always. Then let's check the nav.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister.
Result found.
Got a hit! Well, Duh. It ain't a surprise he has one.
Where would the location be?
What kind of things go through a politician's head?
I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians...
Sojiro from day one cared more about Joker than his parents. Damn. They can still have it by having the MCB 18 and next year's college in a different city in graduation. Yeah, usually the trend is that you're not in your hometown, because then it's easier to like explain how you make new friends and shit. Woof, woof, Aqua, woof. A diet building? Thanks, Agretzko. Also just playing this game before.
Be to see himself as the ruler of the diet building.
Our next target's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right?
We have to.
Hell yeah! Nobody against it?
Of course!
He will be a worthy opponent.
Let's win this together. Time for revenge. Then it's unanimous.
All we gotta do now is figure out what he thinks that diet building place is.
So that's the app that allowed me to enter the metaverse.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th. That means we need it done by the 17th.
It's best we hurry before they discover there's no body in the morgue.
Should we start tomorrow then? We can meet at the diet building after school.
That reminds me, what are you gonna do about school? You can't show up if you're supposed to be dead.
Miss Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
That's what I told the school.
Don't let him find out you're alive then, alright? This whole thing would be for nothing.
What do you mean?
This operation had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches. Shido tried to place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time. He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with assassinations. A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal.
We'll be making use of the police statement that the leader of the Phantom Thieves committed suicide. Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement. He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
Everyone's gonna flip.
They're gonna flip their shit.
Through all this stuff too?
We're intellectuals.
There's 8 heads here. We can be thorough.
Such a daring trick is getting captured and appearing to be killed. What frightening teenagers.
But the true battle has only just begun. We won the first round, but we must stay on our toes.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating.
These people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature. We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
Finally made it this
Wow.
It's already been 2.5 years.
I can
since
give you a better wow.
Back then, you earned the media's attention as a young politician who could rise.
But I'll
up
wait for the
against
cutscenes to finish.
bureaucracy. Because of that, those who wanted to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers. If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I dabbled in, I would have thought you insane.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic and erased any trace of that scandal.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse or mental shutdown? And when someone like that said he'd support me, I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
Well, my faith in you was precisely why I pulled the plug on that research. I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
any suspicions should be snubbed out. Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root. After all, we had an active public prosecutor's office director on our side until recently.
Astounding, isn't it? To think the director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information. Well, I got that out of his shadow, so technically speaking, he did it himself.
This country's affairs have become stagnant. The political world is filled with old men who only act to preserve their own vested interests. The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
I must agree.
There's no need to be ruined along with such incompetent fools. I will lead this country to its revival. Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
Still, it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals, which is why I made them suspects. Prosecute the targets that I turn psychotic, and solve them as cases unrelated to you. And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
Thanks to your efforts, my clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion. Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception. With their management in my
Sorry, I've been keeping quiet, by the way. There's only so many jokes I can make during
When the Phantom
cutscenes.
Thieves emerged, I thought things might become somewhat troublesome.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Their popularity was a bit beyond my expectations, but flipping it made the negative press stronger. After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing. Even the government parties have begun splitting up, and they're dissolving just as planned. The time has finally come. Just a little more, and I will take the seat of Prime Minister. However, inauguration isn't my goal. That's when everything truly begins. I'll make this country rich for the sake of its selfish and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
In other words, you're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
The public resonates with my ideals and follows me. And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided. That is my duty as the chosen one.
Quack, 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 quack.
Your
Quack, quack,
assistance
quack,
has been
quack,
very influential in making my plans proceed smoothly. When I become Prime Minister, I'll grant whatever wish you want.
With this most recent case, my name has become known across the country, perhaps even the world. Surely my story will be passed down as a hero who won against monsters that could control people's hearts. I believe I'll lay low and devote myself to my studies.
I suppose with your age, you wouldn't come up with debauched desires.
I am thinking about the future, though.
What's he planning? Looks like things have finally settled down. Life's gonna get real busy for you starting tomorrow, right? Get some rest.
Well then.
Chief's right. Let's take it easy for today. Alright, I think I'll actually like tell you my little wow when we see the big thing I was thinking about.
So,
Oh, by the way, the police report on your death isn't gonna show up at your school. No need to worry. Seems prosecutor Nijima worked out some kind of deal with the higher-ups or something. I mean, they haven't even said anything about to me, even. As long as you stay quiet, you'll be fine. And I guess if they reported your death now, they'll basically be saying you were a Phantom Thief. They can't really go announcing what the Phantom Thieves are, so I'm sure they'll avoid that. At any rate, I'm glad you're back safe and sound. But even that's putting it too lightly. You had it rough in there, didn't you? Don't worry about it. Akechi was after you all along. I knew it was risky, but we had no choice but to depend on him. But thanks to your tenacity, you were able to fool him. It's payback time. Let's make him regret underestimating the Phantom Thieves. The Cutie Fam.
Remember how I hijacked your phone during the school trip? That kinda came in handy.
How so?
Well, remember how I put that wiretap app in Akechi's phone? Basically, that let me see GPS info for 2 phones, yours and his. I'd be able to tell the precise moment Sai Nijima, who had your phone, ran into Akechi. That's when I saw my chance, and beep, sent the signal to activate the Metaverse Navigator. But there was a chance they'd just pass each other without saying a single word. That's why we needed you to tell Sai Nijima to show the phone to Akechi.
This plan still surprises me no matter how many times I hear it.
Still, I couldn't just directly hack into the Metaverse Nav. It's a mysterious app after all.
This is very nice as well, just listening to the story and enjoying it. You don't need to be comedy and talking 24/7. That's true. Plus, I also just wanted to like take a break and just enjoy what happened. Especially since I just screamed my lungs out during the fight.
But you know how it has that bookmark function? All you have to do is push the button. Making the phone think he was pushing that button was totally doable. Pretty good, huh? It may not have looked like it, but everyone else was risking their lives too.
Angel scream is ASMR? Really? That thing pitches. Are you good? Like, I still regret the time that I actually like genuinely just screamed like a banshee during Alien Isolation. And like, I genuinely wonder if I fucked anyone's ears up there. I will also hydrate, by the way.
At risk. I mean, you actually got arrested. But it seems like all the drugs and stuff made you forget the details of the plan. Want me to explain how it all went down? It might take a bit.
I think... Oh man, I think we get it.
I guess that's understandable. You must be pretty exhausted. Just focus on resting up. You don't have to worry about anything else.
If there's anyone who has questions, I can answer them. But you heard the gist of it. Everyone figured out Akechi was scheming because they remembered, oh my god, he heard pancakes. Only Morgana said pancakes back then. So that's weird. So why is he trying to pretend like he's only just now discovered the metaverse? And then we wiretapped his phone. We figured out he was actually trying to scheme and set us up. So we set him up instead. That's it. That's really it. My screaming. Say that to my students. Hey, I'm sure they, you should, on your last day of work, you should say, I only have one last thing to offer you all. Just writing my Twitch link on the board. Subscribe to this channel today for the best ASMR you've ever seen. It'll help you relax during your stressful times at school. I guess I'll head home. Go to bed, alright? Sleepy sleep.
Guess you won't be going to school for a while. Don't worry about it.
I don't know how to ASMR. I just talk naturally.
What we've had to face so far. And we'll have all the time to come up with the plans together. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care what happens to Shido, one way or the other. But when I consider the fact that he's your enemy, I naturally think he's my enemy as well.
Because we care about each other. We're family.
With you until the very end.
You know, I'm gonna play Strikers one day after this, right?
We should get to sleep. You know, something that Futaba said before, when you were in a pinch in the palace.
They're like, what the fuck is Twitch? But they still trust you, so they look at it anyway.
Was that...
It was Kasumi.
So it was Yoshizawa. Then we'd better let her know you're safe now. And I'll even lend you a hand with that.
Apparently Akechi arrested the leader of the Cutie fam. He's a hero. I'm so glad Akechi's back. Hope they can catch the rest of the Cutie fam too. He really is amazing. Man, I don't have to go to school anymore. Oh, so everyone... I get to see everyone else going to school.
Of course, he's the only reliable politician there is. Plus, the current government has been getting wrapped up in scandal after scandal. Even more importantly, there's just an aura about him. Like he can fix whatever problems we have.
Honestly,
It doesn't really matter to me who does it. I just want to see our society back on track. Especially after it turned out those phantom thieves were nothing more than scum in the end.
We'll show you.
We're not scum, we're good little cutie beans. I heard you went home, so I announced it during homeroom. Are you okay? I am, thanks. You're alive. The news is reporting you committed suicide. Call me when you can. I was so confused. But as long as you're safe, don't worry about school. Just take care of yourself. Kawakami, worried about us because we dating. Is it true that the leader of the cutie fam died? How could the police let him commit suicide in jail? They need to get their shit together.
Cut that out!
Quiet down, you're in class. Break's been over for quite some time now. I swear you're all monkeys in a zoo. Oh yeah. I received word from Medan's family that he'll be absent for a bit. Jeez, what do you people think school is anyway? Gee, I don't know. Maybe I left school because it was an emergency? Like, they're going off the context of it was a family emergency. Like, bitch, my grandma died. Can you give me a fucking break, old man? Over here just constantly harassing me, throwing chalk in my head. I'm gonna shove one in your ass if you keep on being a bitch. Hey, it can't be true, can it? Please tell me you're okay. Ashley, I'm dead. This is a ghost. I'm all good. Oh, thank God you're safe. That suicide report was all over the news. Miss Kawakami said you went back to your hometown. I was honestly worried about contacting you. Even Sakamoto was dodging the question when I tried to ask him. But don't worry, I won't tell anyone. By the way, the fan site's a real mess right now. But I'll keep supporting you from the shadows. Good luck.
Hey.
You don't need to worry about it in here, but do try not to do anything to draw attention. Anyway, today's an off day, so eat your curry and take it easy. You can take your time with it too. It's not like any customers are going to be showing up.
Okay.
Let's try and think of the keyword once the chief's curry has energized you. God, I haven't eaten in like like fucking 16 hours, so you know. Have you guys figured out the keyword for Shido's palace yet? I tried all sorts of stuff, but no luck so far. It is hard to understand the thought process of a criminal mastermind like him. You know, I've been wondering if he's been behind all of those mental shutdowns. Doesn't that mean all the weird accidents these past few years were his fault? Like that subway accident back in April? Now that you mention it, that accident lost the Minister of Transport his job. Wait, are you trying to say Shido caused that accident? But it's the subway. Does he not care at all about the innocent lives? That man seems to be truly unbelievable. Supposedly there are still tons of victims from that in the hospital even now. Masayoshi Shido. How many has he killed over the years? How could we ever understand what goes on in the mind of such a horrible man? Hey, wouldn't it be faster if we just go there and try and think about it on site? Let's try that. If we're going to go, I'd like Tenchiko to join, but... Will that be okay? Won't someone spot him there? We'll probably be out. We'll probably figure out the keyword in no time once we're there. Plus, I can throw off anyone who tails us with my blazing speed. Alright. Let's have Tenchiko join us then. Remember though, we're going with the intent of not being seen. Okay, well let's meet in front of the Diet Building and force that bastard's palace open.
Alright, let's head to the Diet Building. Make sure you aren't discovered, okay?
Time to change my hair color, go get plastic surgery, go under a new name.
You going out?
That's the plan.
You gotta be kidding me. You realize you're done for if you get caught, right? Ugh. The stunts you pull sometimes. Just don't stay out too late.
Akechi isn't here.
Let's begin at once. Police cars are making rounds, so we can't stay here too long. We already have Masayoshi Shido and Diet Building. All we need is what he thinks of this place.
Maybe Mount Fuji, since it's the highest place in the country?
What about a mansion?
Since he's going to subjugate everyone as Prime Minister, perhaps a school?
What about an arena, like the Colosseum?
Imperial Palace? It's no good.
I
thought we would have gained entry by now. Maybe we shouldn't have called you here.
Get some hair plants so that way it's more real than a wig. Nah, dye the hair, bruh. Dye the hair.
Shido stole the cognitive science research, right? Or maybe it had some special move written in it.
Is that even possible?
Who knows? I've got no idea. There was nothing like that in the notes I saw.
I'm sure Futaba can make some illegal documents for me.
Shido. I can't figure him out.
I did some light research on him last night, but I couldn't get a grasp on the type of man he is.
That man over there is probably a legislator, right? I'll try asking him. Excuse me, I'm a member of the newspaper club at my high school. May I speak with you for a moment?
Sure.
What kind of person is Representative Shido? What's he think about the national diet?
His stance is dedication for country. It's how he's garnered everyone's trust. He's an admirable man of action, with a first-class determination. I'd say he's a model politician. I believe that he'll help create a wonderful future in which young adults like you can live in ease.
An exemplary answer. It makes sense he wouldn't tell teenagers anything unnecessary.
Look over there. He's on a walkie-talkie.
Wait, is it about us?
That doesn't look good.
We should leave at once. Tomorrow's the day off, so let's have an early strategy meeting. Meet at LeBlanc, okay?
We should all think about this tonight.
The criminals calling themselves the Phantom
Cutie fam.
Thieves are no more. However, I believe that this country's citizens are still living their days in anxiety. These scandals only increase our distrust of the current government. As a citizen myself, I am enraged.
Look who's talking.
What does it mean to be a politician with responsibility? Working toward personal gain without consideration of the country is outrageous.
The election's public notification is tomorrow. No matter where I go, people are cheering for Shido.
Everyone's being deceived so easily.
I tried looking Shido's interviews up online. They all sound so goddamn fake. I checked his profile as well, but I couldn't find much outside of his title and education. He's currently 53 years old, and he has gone from being a Metropolitan Assemblyman to a representative. Though he is a cabinet minister, he split from the ruling party to form the United Future Party. Shido's a cabinet minister? For real? He was specially appointed to the position. That's his current title. Apparently, he has also won a contest for who people would most like to have as their boss. Even the news sites write about him as though he's assured to become the prime minister. If only we could find out the meaning behind Shido's words.
In order to save this country that has been tainted by villains, social reform is essential.
Ugh.
Hey, we got a little poster! It's with all the love for Shido. I get no one knows the truth about him, but it still creeps me out. You won't let me leave, will you?
Hey!
Yo.
Whoa.
Yes.
All right.
What are you gonna tell me? What's the coffee fact for today, Coffee Papa? This flavor. This is Ethiopian mocha horror, right?
Let me explain.
Mocha is a port town in the Republic of Yemen, which is both Yemeni coffee and Ethiopian mocha hara are exported. Coffee from this region was given the moniker Mocha. Mocha coffee has a unique spicy flavor and a strong aroma with blackberry notes. Not bad. It's worth a compliment. It was thanks to you that I was able to change. You really are something. I won't let you have the upper hand when it comes to coffee. Although I have no doubts your skills will soon surpass my own. I'm overjoyed with having a competent apprentice. Allow me to act as your lead for a little longer. Coffee Papa, you can literally just be my dad. Come on. You already have a daughter. What's one more child under your belt? Come on. Come on. You know you want it. This should be the end. This should put an end to that case. It's just like Shido-san said. We can't go wrong leaving things to Masayoshi Shido. Shido-san's going to be in this election too, right? Politicians like him are promising. Bing.
Last one. Diamond mine. No good.
How many do we miss?
Perhaps he truly does have a barrier up.
Right?
That's not something to be excited about.
We know all the way up to Diet Building, too.
So you enter keywords into the Metaverse Navigator.
Boss, can you turn the TV on? Shido might be on it.
Sure thing.
Goro Akechi. Him and his stupid composed face.
So, Akechi-san, is it true you withdrew yourself from the media as part of your plan to capture the Phantom Thieves?
I truly apologize for causing such a stir. Honestly, it required a lot of courage to openly oppose them when their popularity was at its peak. I mean, people often lashed out at me online and whatnot.
Then was it also your plan when you said they weren't at fault after their popularity declined?
That was to catch them off guard. I could say I applied my profiling knowledge. Once they lost public support, someone they thought was their greatest enemy lent a hand. That's the same strategy used in romance, wouldn't you agree?
Why is he being treated as an ace detective of justice?
It's not just on TV or online. Newspapers, magazines. I see his face everywhere.
He's got a good looking face, I gotta admit.
Hoping for a comeback on the fan site. Like, at all.
The Phantom Thieves are evil. Shido and Akechi are just. It should be the other way around.
They're manipulating information using the media.
Leaving Akechi aside, we'll get back at him later. Our main issue is Shido.
Were there any instances before when you didn't know the palace keywords?
Well, there was the time with Futaba.
We didn't know anything about her, so all we could do was make conjectures.
Then why don't we just go directly and see Shido?
That's impossible. He's surrounded by bodyguards and followers all the time.
There's no way high school students can get an appointment with him either.
Well, we do have an adult with us.
No, that's still impossible. Besides, that's too dangerous a method.
Well, this is a problem.
What's with the ruckus outside?
To everyone gathered before Yongen-Jaya's nation.
Isn't that an election campaign car?
Oh right! The candidates are currently campaigning!
That voice.
I apologize for the commotion. I am Masayoshi Shido.
Wait, did he just say Shido?
Yeah, he did!
It sounds like the same voice I heard back then. Why is it only now connecting the dots for you? You've been seeing him on TV.
Man, talk about being lucky! We can go check him out without an appointment now!
Hey, Ryuji ran off toward the station. This way. Hurry! By the way, did something happen? You didn't seem well a moment ago.
Now is the time to rebuild this crumbling nation. Our government is littered with scandals, and criminals have taken a strong foothold in our society. Such a disgraceful past must be discarded.
Oh, pardon. We must set sail into a new future of dreams and hope. He takes too long. I'm not going to play the audio.
Our children who carry the burden of the next generation can be proud of their country. So our nation can once again
There's so many
become a
cuts.
powerful one with abundant wealth and luxury. So our beautiful home will be acknowledged as the best country in the world. I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me, Masayoshi Shido.
Is it Masayoshi or Masayoshi?
All set sail toward a happy future together. I hope to continue serving you all.
Is that the guy? You guys wait here. I'll go get intel for us.
You're fine. We're about to end the stream soon. I'm just waiting for a good point.
Yo, Shido-san!
Stand back.
I just want to talk to him for a sec.
He's a busy man.
The hell? Ain't he supposed to hear a citizen's comments?
That's enough, brat.
You're that asshole we met at the hotel before, at the elevators. Oh, I'm sorry. So you can butt in front of other people if you're in a hurry?
What are you talking about?
That moron! Come on, stop!
But these guys...
Hey, kid. You don't want to know what happens when you cross me.
That voice.
It seems the customer base has changed since I was here last. Have they started a daycare?
This ain't a show. Get lost, kid.
Damn brat! I'll sue!
This man. There's no mistake. He's the same man as the one from before.
What are you looking at? This country is filled with clueless children. I worry for Japan's future.
It's alright, Alex. Don't worry.
My next appointment is coming up.
What a piece of shit. So what do you think after seeing him in person?
He's why I got arrested.
Wait, he's the jerk you told us about before? The same guy? For real? Seriously?
You're sure, aren't you? Shido's the one who ruined your life.
Holy shit. I don't believe it.
Let's get going, okay?
Shido's the guy who set you up?
What kind of fate brought you two back together?
I want to know myself.
Talk about a destined connection. Shido was involved in the cognitive research too, right? This can't be dismissed as just a coincidence.
God, what the hell's going on here?
Shido was already a politician then, yet he sued a student and ruined his future? He must have pulled some strings so that his name wouldn't be mentioned. Furthermore, he also would have had to force that woman into making a false statement.
He would do anything. We're talking about a man who ordered a hit inside the police station.
He can't sit still until he crushes whoever opposes him, no matter how trivial. He's always been that way.
What a piece of shit. Children are the future, my ass! What he's saying and doing are completely different!
But now that we found out who did it, can't something be done about his record?
Once the courts have made a judgment, overturning that decision will be difficult. It'd barely be possible even if proof of innocence is presented and Shido admits to his crimes.
At any rate, we need to trigger a change of heart in him.
Be that as it may, Shido's outer appearance and his true face are wholly different. It's beyond hypocritical. It's as if he's an entirely different person. He speaks about the good of the country. It makes me wonder what really is on his mind.
That man's full of ambition to rise in the world. He only thinks of the weak as stepping stools for his success.
He treats himself as an elite man while looking down on others. That's the worst.
I assume the keyword for what he believes the diet building is will be despicable too.
It must be something self-centered and completely different from politics.
Someone like him needs to be punished as soon as possible.
Let's head to the diet building again right after school tomorrow. I feel we'll get it this time.
Stewing over it won't get anywhere. We have to do this.
The guy behind everything turned out to be your arch enemy. What an oddly poetic twist. Oh yeah, those clothes. You'd stand out in front of everyone else. You'd stand out if everyone else is wearing their school uniforms. Might be a good idea if you wear your uniform when you head out. Alright, but with that, before we get into any more cutscenes and it drags on a little bit longer than I intend, I'm going to go ahead and save now and leave the reveal of the palace and all the other good shit for the next time we stream Persona, which will be Monday. Lovelies, today was a hell of a stream. There was heartbreak, there was tension, there was excitement, and there was betrayal. It was the ultimate movie. And I didn't get a lot of chances to talk because I knew a lot of the fat of today would be a lot of cutscenes. But that's alright. We had a good time, and now the plot has moved forward, and people have gotten the revelation that the whole game was stewing on to get to this point. And now we're past talking about the past, and now we're only moving forward. Nothing else to think about besides forward. So with all that said and done, we got work to do. On Monday, we're going to figure out the keyword, go into the palace. I'll tell you my little nifty little wow thing that I thought about today when we go there. And we'll see about beating that palace next week and maybe even starting the final palace of base game Persona. And then with that, we'll be one step closer to seeing what royal content I have set up for everyone. With all that said and done, have a good rest of your day. Thank you. And night. Oh, thank you, Vegeta. Good night, Angel. Good night, Carl. Thank you for streaming, you little cutie gremlin. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope it was still a lot of fun, even though I couldn't really talk over the cutscenes. I do it, yeah, but I don't intentionally. I only do it when I feel like I can say something interesting or fun. And usually sometimes I stop the cutscene if I want to talk on for a little bit longer. But with all that said, thank you all so much for today. It was fun, and I can't wait to do it again Monday. Tomorrow, we're just going to have a nice, relaxing stream as we usually do on Fridays. But I can't wait to see you tomorrow or Monday, depending on which one you want to come for. With all that said and done, thank you so much again for today. If you like the art that you see on screen and you want to check out more, there's a widget down below to see all the art I've ever done on my website. Plus, even commission me if you feel so like you want to. If you want to keep up to date with me or chat with me, Twitter and Discord are the best places to be. And if you want to check out past streams, they're up on YouTube. And thank you for however you support me, whether it is through lurking, commenting, following, subbing, sorry, my brain blanked, or just telling your friends about me. I appreciate all of you immensely for always being here, always giving me your support, your love, your time, to make me feel like I'm doing a good job, and when I stream, people care and people enjoy what I'm doing. It means the world to me, and I can't thank you enough for constantly being here, doing it for me. See ya! Thank you! Thank you, Cryo, pardon. Thank you for streaming, you little cutie gremlin. Thank you, too. Alright, we are going to, let's see. Everyone's so tired and dropping off. I don't think we'll raid today. It's a little too late. With that said, Zoe is still streaming Uncharted. I asked her prior if I rated her at around this time, would it make her stream for longer than she wants to? And she said, yeah, probably, because it's really late for her in her time zone. So I'm not gonna raid her. I'm not gonna raid anyone. If you still have energy and you want to go check out one more stream before it ends, I'm just gonna go ahead. This should still be working. Go ahead and check out Zoe's stream over on her Twitch. She's currently playing some Uncharted. And keep her company while she finishes the stream. I won't raid her because that might make her feel like she has to keep on going for a little bit longer. Only go there if you have the energy and you want to spend a little bit more time watching someone else that needs it. But go ahead and tell her, if you're going to go there, give her some love and tell her that she's a good bean and I love her. Well, with all that said and done, be sure to eat your vegetables because they keep you nice and healthy. Be sure to tell yourself you're beautiful in the mirror because you are. And I'll see you all the next time I see you all. Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow or Monday. Love you. Bye.